Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the world of simulation, racing with the brand new MotoGP 26. Milestone SRL has unleashed the latest entry in this two-wheeled racing series, bringing the official MotoGP championship with every team, rider, and circuit from the current season. We are looking at how this game balances deep realism with accessibility, featuring returning modes like career and a focus on authentic presentation that aims to capture the precision and speed that define the sport for every player.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This Allen 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we're looking at a critical safety discussion bubbling up from the track at Circuito de Jerez. A simple visor tear-off caused serious trouble for top rider Marco Bezzecchi during the 2026 Spanish Grand Prix. This incident has ignited a major conversation about the safety protocols and the rules governing tear-offs in MotoGP, as the Aprilia team is now pushing for clearer regulations to mitigate risks for all competitors. We're also digging into the rulebook drama surrounding recent victories. Marc Marquez's Spanish Grand Prix sprint race win has been under scrutiny, raising questions about whether the result should have stood under the current regulations. Journalist Simon Patterson brought attention to a specific regulation regarding pit lane entry that has been removed, leading to a major debate about how the sport's rules have evolved. And finally, we're taking a trip back in time to relive a legendary moment. Oxley Baum on the MotoGP podcast takes us back to the Valencia 2006 race, looking at the last hurrah of the 990cc era, featuring the incredible underdog story of Nicky Hayden and Il Daughter. Don't miss this deep dive into MotoGP history. Stay with us for more action. MotoGP 26 has landed, bringing the official championship experience with all current teams, riders, and circuits into Milestone's long-running two-wheeled racing series. Developed by Milestone SRL and published by Milestone SRL, the game is set for release on April 29, 2026, across a wide range of platforms including the Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS, falling into the racing genre. The core design philosophy of MotoGP 26 balances simulation realism with accessibility, aiming to capture the precision, speed, and strategy of professional racing while remaining welcoming to new players. The game features returning modes such as career, alongside a commitment to authentic presentation and refined handling, positioning it as both a continuation of the series, foundations, and a subtle evolution for simulation racing enthusiasts. Reviewers noted that MotoGP 26 presents a slick, technically sound experience. The visual presentation is a major highlight, delivering fantastic race sequences on the Xbox Series X, complete with authentic broadcast feel, glistening bikes, and a palpable sense of speed through tight corners and on straights. While not a revolutionary leap, the polish makes the game feel current. In terms of gameplay, the riding mechanics adhere to the series' established line between simulation and accessibility. Players find the bike has a solid weight, and managing braking, lean angles, and throttle control is rewarding for skilled players. However, the inclusion of assists makes the game approachable for newcomers, though veteran riders might find the overall handling model somewhat forgiving. The career mode returns with its expected structure, allowing players to climb the ranks. While functional and occasionally engaging, critics felt it lacks depth, particularly noting the absence of a comprehensive team management system, a feature present in other racing titles like F1, which limits its long-term appeal. Online functionality is basic, allowing players to host or join lobbies with up to 25 other racers, though the lack of ranking systems means races can feel more like demolition derbies without significant stakes. Innovation is where the game struggles to make a significant impact. Many modes feel largely unchanged, suggesting a refinement rather than a bold step forward. The game clearly separates into arcade mode, offering heavy assistance for new players, and pro mode, designed for seasoned motorheads seeking an authentic experience without aid. Players have control over an AI difficulty slider alongside adaptive difficulty settings. A surprising positive feature highlighted by reviewers is the option to remap controls, which is praised as an excellent addition that significantly broadens the game's accessibility for all motorcycle fans. Ultimately, MotoGP 26 is a reliable and good racer. It delivers strong visuals and solid mechanics, offering a dependable MotoGP experience. However, it is held back by familiar modes and a lack of genuine innovation, placing it squarely in the middle of the pack. It is an enjoyable installment, but does not push beyond the established foundation of the series. A seemingly minor visor tear-off dramatically altered the outcome of a recent MotoGP race at Circuito de Jerez, sparking urgent discussions regarding safety regulations within the sport. During the 2026 Spanish Grand Prix, leading the championship, rider Marco Bezzecchi experienced a significant setback just before the sprint race commenced. While Bezzecchi had qualified near the front and appeared poised for a strong performance, an incident involving another rider's visor tear-off created serious disruption. A tear-off is a thin plastic strip riders use to maintain clear vision. In this instance, the strip detached and landed on Bezzecchi's Aprilia motorcycle, becoming lodged in the front area. This debris immediately compromised the bike's performance, causing Bezzecchi to lose crucial positions and fall outside the top 10. In MotoGP, the practice of discarding these tear-offs is common, operating under an informal agreement among riders rather than strict written rules. However, this incident highlighted a critical vulnerability. Even a small object can have a substantial impact at high racing speeds, potentially leading to severe consequences. The Aprilia team has formally requested that MotoGP implement clearer regulations concerning visor tear-offs, arguing that better control is necessary to mitigate risks for all competitors. The incident has ignited a growing debate within the MotoGP community, with differing opinions on whether the existing informal system is sufficient or if new, stricter rules are required. The event serves as a stark reminder of the sensitivity of modern MotoGP machinery and underscores the ongoing necessity for robust safety protocols and transparent rules in this intensely competitive environment. Marc Marquez's victory in the Spanish Grand Prix sprint race remains contentious following a change in MotoGP regulations. The win, which signaled a potential return to form for the six-time champion, was challenged after a previous rule was revised. Marquez was noted for cutting through the pit lane to switch bikes after exiting the race earlier. While some riders defended him, including Francesco Bagnaia, questions persist regarding the legality of the win under current regulations. Journalist Simon Patterson revealed that Guido Meda, an Italian MotoGP legend, contacted him regarding an overlooked change in the rulebook. Meda highlighted a specific regulation prohibiting riders from crossing white lines when entering the pit lane, mandating use of designated lanes or the deceleration area. Meda questioned why this rule was removed from the MotoGP rulebook several years ago, noting that the prohibition was not reinstated immediately after the sprint race. Patterson explained that while the rule change effectively negated the previous restriction, the absence of a current rule meant Marquez was not technically breaking any existing regulations. Despite the sprint success, the rest of the weekend proved challenging for Marquez. An early crash sidelined him, paving the way for his brother, Alex Marquez, to secure the overall victory. Furthermore, Marco Bezzecchi claimed second place, widening the gap between the brothers, though Marquez remains competitive and is not expected to be eliminated from contention. The world of MotoGP is undergoing significant transformation, marked by new ownership, evolving regulations, track changes, and the conclusion of the 1000cc era. This uncertainty often prompts reflection on the past to understand current progress. Matt Oxley, in a recent podcast, looked back 20 years to examine a pivotal moment, the final run of the 990cc machines. This era was characterized by substantial funding from tobacco companies, but the sponsorship landscape was shifting, signaling the end of another significant period. Oxley highlighted the Valencia 2006 race as a legendary event, featuring a compelling contest between riders like the late Nicky Hayden and Il Daughter. He described the race as one of MotoGP's greatest underdog stories, culminating in a memorable quote from the victor. The podcast invites listeners to revisit this historic race with live commentary. The discussion also touched upon the evolving landscape of MotoGP sponsorship, noting new opportunities for brands looking to connect with a unique audience, referencing partnerships being managed by Smash Brand Group in Sydney. The podcast also acknowledges sponsors including On Track Experiences and the Next Men and Gentlemen's Dub Club for their contributions.